Hey, Caleb.
Number 25, a freshman, Ethan Goddard.
Are you there? Yes, I can now.
Number 34,
Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
Adams. A senior, number 44, Greg Hardwick. And the junior, number 72, Trevor.
Welcome everybody to Miles Field here in St. Paul, Kansas, where tonight St. Paul starts off district play here, and they welcome in the Crest Lancers from up around Colony Crest, Kansas. It'll be the first opening round district game for the Indians. The Indians come in with a great record of 3-0 with 3 nice wins. Started off their season with a great win over Sedan, and then Wichita Life Prep made a long road trip out to Wichita Life Prep. And then back home, first home game of the year at Miles Field last week with West Elk with a dominating performance over West Elk, a very good West Elk team. Indians put together a great ball game offensively and defensively all around. By far the best I've seen the Indians play in a couple years. So hopefully they can build on that momentum. I think Coach Watrick challenged them a little bit last weekend, and the Indians stepped up and played well. As, like I said, tonight the opening round game with Colony Crest, first of district play. 2 home games in a row, or actually 3 home games in a row next Friday night. We'll be at home again. A lot of activities going on around St. Paul this week. And we're getting ready for kickoff here. There's about 4 minutes left here in the pregame before kickoff. Didn't catch the coin toss here. Too busy getting set up. My old buddy Mike McCracken got hung up traveling home, and he is stuck in Phoenix, Arizona, I believe. So I'm alone in the air chair. I'll try to keep up on stats. They'll definitely be unofficial stats. I got Zach over there on the camera for me, and the live stream should be up and running. We should be good to go, and we look for a great outing for the Indians. Windy day today here with the south wind blowing pretty hard, about 20 mile an hour out of the southeast. It continues to blow a little bit. See if that becomes a factor with the Indians running game. It shouldn't be much of a factor here. The football field, Bermuda football field, it just looks great. It's nice and green all the way across goal line to goal line, sideline to sideline. It's been awfully wet. So we'll see how things keep up here as far as field condition wise. Since last weekend we've had 6.5 inches of rain, so plenty of water on the football field again here in St. Paul at Miles Field. As I didn't miss coin toss as I was setting off up, they're getting ready to do it now. I know Coach Watrick pretty excited about how the Indians played last week. Definitely the best game they've put together offensively and defensively. Just a couple of hiccups on defense. I thought their defense came out in the first 2 quarters against a pretty potent Colony Crest offensively team. They just dropped the hammer on them and wouldn't let Crest go anywhere, and just took control of that game early and kept control. It wasn't a game, as Coach Watrick said, he wasn't trying to, that game was over with early in the 3rd quarter, and it was against a very good West Elk team, and as he said, I read in the paper, that just wasn't a team to mess around with, and with the numbers that the Indians have, not real deep across the boards on the sideline, he didn't want anything, no momentum in 8-man football. A lot of times 8-man football momentum means everything. It looks to me like Colony Crest will be taking the kickoff to start the game here. Got a little bit of late start for the pregame, so we'll go ahead and just keep it here. Farmers Bank, our title sponsor this week and every week. And KW Trucking will be our postgame sponsor. So stick around. At halftime, we have Mr. Haight, the high school volleyball coach, going to give us a volleyball update. Looking forward to talking to Mr. Haight here at halftime. Ivan Murillo with the tee in his hand. The Indians will start out on defense, see if they can continue with that good performance last week defensively. As I said, 6-team district. This is the opening round of that district play for the Indians, as a very important down the stretch non-conference schedule is out of the way. It's nothing left but district football games from here on out, as area Southeast Kansas team, including St. Paul, trying to make their way into the playoffs. So for our top 2 teams out of the 6 advance into the playoff bracket play here in about 5 weeks, and tonight is the opening night for that. Tonight, Crest at St. Paul. Next week, homecoming. Altoona Midway comes to town. Marmonton Valley is at Marmonton Valley at October 11th. Chitopa at St. Paul be St. Paul's last home game, and that is Parents' Night on the 18th, and then a finish out district play at Southern Coffee County. So the Indians have 3 home games and 2 away games in this district play as they try to make their way into the playoffs. And Murillo has the ball teed up. 2 Lancers back deep. It's going to be taken by number 23. Bounces over his hands into the end zone. And that is a touchback by Beckman, the 6'1", 190-pound senior, as it gets through his fingertips about the 5-yard line and bounces into the end zone. So Crest will start with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 15. Just underway here at Miles Field in St. Paul. Set the defense for the Indians looks like Hayden Smith, Wilson Smith, Easton Dent, Ethan Stone King, Chandler Bradshaw, Gib Carter, Chase Bradshaw, and Adam Albertini set the defense for the Indians. 2 wide left for Colony Crest. In the pistol is number 8, Coleman. Motion from left to right. Coleman takes the snap. It's a double reverse pass out in the flats, and it's complete for a 5-yard gain. A pretty fancy play. Number 15 was behind the defense. Hermrich, Tyson Hermrich, if they could have caught him back there. Hermrich, 6'2", 160-pound junior. He was behind the Indians defense. That was a double reverse halfback pass. Good for a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5. Just ball, nose of the football touches the Crest 20. Hermrich wide to the right. Beckman wide to the left. In the pistol is Coleman. Has a running back set to his right. Motion from right to left. And it's going to be Coleman around the left side. It's got some run room, shoved out of bounds by Bradshaw. Coleman showing a little speed, close to a 1st down for Crest. I believe it is a 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 Lancers. Ball advanced up to the 26-yard line. Crest off to a good start here offensively. 2 plays and a 1st down up to their own 26. McGee wide to the left. Hermrich wide to the right. I think it's Goddard's, a 5'10" freshman set to the right of Coleman. Motion from left to right. It's an end around. Indians have that bottled up. Wilson Smith buries him for no gain on the play. Good form tackle by Smith on number 5, McGee. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Lancers. Ball at the 26-yard line. Wide to the right is Hermrich. To the left is Goddard's this time. Coleman in the pistol. Motion from left to right. And it's going to be Coleman. He's going to be buried back in the backfield by the Indians. Nowhere to go for number 8, Coleman, as he is swallowed up by the Indians. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for, let's call it 12, back inside their own 25. A lot of motion by Colony Crest. They put a person in motion every play so far. Hermrich wide to the right. Coleman in the pistol. Number 26, Nolan, splits out wide to the right with Hermrich. There's a slot receiver to the left. Back to pass. Rolls out to his right is Coleman. Now he scrambles away from the Indians. Looks for some running room, and he's bottled up. Wilson Smith comes from behind, swallows him up. 2 good defensive tackles by Wilson Smith, staying with that play. It'll be 4th down and 9 for the Lancers. Let's call it 10, 4th and 10 from the 26. Hermrich very shallow if he's in punt position. 3 receivers wide. He's gonna drop back and almost blocked by the Indians. Adam Albertini takes it at the 32. Around the right side he goes. Lots of running room, and he's tackled finally on the return at the 11-yard line, just outside. 41-yard return for Albertini. 1st and 10 for the Indians. at the 11. In the pistols, Albertini by himself. Bradshaw and Dent to the left. High snap. Albertini reels it in. Gets away from one. Cuts back up the middle. He's bottled up, hit hard, and they're going to blow it dead. That ball caromed about. Albertini hit it with his hand, caromed in the air about 8 feet. Albertini had to wait for it to come back down. By that time, there was a host of Lancers. That's a 2-yard loss by Albertini. And it'll be second down and 12 from the 13-yard line, 14-yard line. Albertini in the pistol. Set to his right is Hayden Smith. Slot to the right is Easton Dent. Here's the snap. It's a good snap this time. Albertini keeps it, and he's bottled up quick. No gain on the play. Easton Dent a little slow to get up. Looks like he might have. It'll be third down and 12 for the Indians. Colony Crest coming out playing well on defense on his opening drive. The Indians sputtering a lot in the first 2 plays. It'll be third down and call it 12 for the Indians at the 14-yard line. Indians need to get down to the 2 for a first down. Wide to the left is Bradshaw and Smith. In the pistol is Albertini. Slot set to his right is Easton Dent. Here comes the snap. It's a good snap. Hand off to Dent. Dent tries to get to the outside, cuts back up the middle, and he's across the 10 down to the 9-yard line. It'll be fourth down and long for the Indians. Give Dent a 4-yard gain on his first carry. It'll be fourth down and call it 7. Ball spotted at the 8-yard line. Fourth down and 7 for the Indians. Indians taking a long time in the huddle. Now they come up to the line. 7:18 left to go in the first. No score in this ball game. I formation. Albertini up under center. Here comes the snap. He's going to roll to his right. Looks back. Now he has to scramble as Albertini cuts back towards the middle. Now he jigs and jukes and into the end zone he goes. Jigs and jukes was Albertini. And that's a St. Paul Indian touchdown. And that's going to be a 9-yard carry for Albertini and gives the Indians a 6-0 lead. Pending extra points, 7:01 left to go here in the first period. It took 4 downs for the Indians, and Albertini rolled to his right to pass, faked out of that eye. Nobody, and he had to sprint back to his left. Nobody home, cut back up the middle, put a couple moves on the Lancers, and into the end zone he went for the Indian touchdown. Chandler Bradshaw at fullback, Dent at tailback. Albertini handoff to Dent left side, looking for some room, leans, and he's in there for the extra point. And the extra point is good for Dent, so the Indians lead 8-0. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where the Indians had a great return out of Adam Albertini, a 42-yard punt return to get him down to 11. Took the Indians all 4 downs to get into the end zone, but they did, and they lead 8-0 on the extra point put in there by Easton Dent. Murillo with the ball teed up for the Indians. Drive and kick going to be taken about the 4-yard line, and he should have been down, and he is down at the 4 as number 5, McGee, the 5'9", 155-pound junior, bobbled it a bit, and he went to the ground to pick it up and had his knee down, so it'll be first and 10 for the Lancers, pinned back at their own 4-yard line. See if the defense can get fired up for the Indians. A little different look. Every game in 8-man's always different. Crest with a lot of motion from left to right, right to left from their wideouts. Let's see if the Indians can get rolling here on defense. Hermrich wide to the right. Number 23, Beckman wide to the left. In the pistol is Coleman. Coleman awaits the snap at his own 4. Motion from left to right. Hard count. Now Beckman gets reset. 2 receivers wide to the right. He rolls to the right, pitches it late. He tries to get wide. His number 26. Here's a flag on the play, thrown at about the 8-yard line, at the 9-yard line. Looks to be about a 4 or 5-yard gain. Number 26, Nolan on the carry. That is going to be negated by a holding call by Crest. See if Coach Watrick elects to take this. And he does. Well, it should be half the distance to the goal, so it should be 1st and 10 from, well, it looks like it's only going to end up as a spot foul. It was thrown at the 9, so the ball is spotted at the 4.5-yard line. So loss of 1 pending the penalty. So the flag was thrown at the 9-yard line. In the pistol, again, is Coleman. 1 receiver wide to the right, 1 to the left. He's back to pass, a little screen pass to Hermrich right down the middle, and he's going to be bottled up after a decent gain across the 10 up to the 11, so a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down. For the Lancers. 1 receiver, 2nd and 3. 1 receiver to the 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Coleman hands it off on the end route. Double reverse, ball's loose, and he finally just pounces on it. Is number 5, McGee, and he pounces on it back at the 9-yard line, so it will be a couple-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and call it 6 for the Lancers. Two receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. Coleman in the pistol, 3rd down and 6. Ball spotted back at the 9-yard line. Motion from left to right. And it's going to be nope, he's going to keep it this time. And knocked out of bounds. Albertini, Smith, and Dent all there. Number 23 on the carry, Beckman. He's knocked out at the 10, so it'll be a 2-yard gain. Excuse me, he lost 1 on the play. And it'll be 4th down and 5. Call it 6. Basically no gain on the play, and see what Crest elects to do. Hermrich, he gets back in the pistol like he's the quarterback. He rolls out to his right and then pooch kicks it late. A little soccer-style rugby kick is what they're doing off to the right, trying to negate the return by Albertini, and it bounces out of bounds at the 40. It's going to be in Crest Lancer territory. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball at the 39. 4:55 left to go here in the first period. 8-0. Indians lead. Albertini comes in from the sideline with the play from Coach Watrick. Stone King up over the football. 2 receivers wide to the right is Chandler Bradshaw and Hayden Smith. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his left is Dent. Now Dent rolls to the right. Albertini rolls to the right. Looking. He's going to scramble now. He cuts back towards the middle of the football field. 25, 20. Off to the right, down the sideline he goes. Cuts back. Still on his feet. And touchdown, Indians. What a run by Adam Albertini. No flags on the play. So give Albertini a 39-yard touchdown run. And he is up to 50 yards and 2 touchdowns on 2 quarterback scrambles. Give the defense for Colony credit. They had Smith and Bradshaw covered up on the coverage. But there was Smith and Bradshaw both went deep, and that left a lot of running room for Albertini. Good lead blocking once the Indians saw Albertini was going to have to scramble, and off to the races was Albertini. 14-0, 4:42 left to go in the first. Stone King up over the football. Albertini up under center. Chandler Bradshaw at fullback. Dent at tailback. Panning extra point here. Hand off to Dent right side. Cuts back to the middle, and he's in there for the 2-point conversion. Easton Dent, 4 points of his own off of 2 2-point conversions. The Indians lead 16-0. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout with St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Cheerleaders will be picking out a fan of the week. One from the student section and one from the general fan section. Fan of the week will win a drink and a snack and will be announced at halftime.
Welcome back as Murillo has the ball teed up for the Indians for the third time tonight. The Indians lead 16-0, 4:42 left to go here in the first. Murillo's kick, high drive and kick, going to be taken at the 5. Fake reverse. Coleman keeps it around the right side. Has some running room as Bradshaw misses him. He's going to be brought down by Chase Bradshaw. But a nice return back up to the 22-yard line. 22-yard punt return by Beckman. St. Paul's defense settled in that second drive, had a nice drive, a nice defensive stand against Colony, had them pinned back at their own 4. See what they can do on their third possession here as Colony Crest just 1 first down on the night. 1st and 10 for the Lancers. 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. Coleman in the pistol all alone. He's going to roll back to pass, looking across the middle, zipped it, almost picked off right in Dent's hands, and it falls to the ground. Needed some stick-em on his hand as that was rifled, intended for Hermrich, who was right behind Dent about another 3 yards. Dent, hands went in the air right off his hand. He had it for a count of about 1,001, then it bounced to the ground. 2nd down. And 10 for the Lancers. Ball spotted at the 28-yard line. Coleman's going to keep it, tries the left-hand side, tries to get to the outside. Flag comes in from the umpire, the White Hatter, and flag's going to be thrown about the 29-yard line. That should be a holding penalty against the Lancers. It is. It negates a short 1-yard run by Coleman. He was swallowed up out there by Gib Carter. It'll be a replay of 2nd down as Coach Watrick is going to accept the penalty from the spot. Ball will be backed up to the 19-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 20 for the Lancers. Ball at the 19. Clock is rolling. 4:24 left to go in the first. I want you to wind the clock, and it is running now. In the pistol, 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left. Motion from left to right. Tries a hard count. Indians stay put. Here comes the snap. Coleman's going to roll to his right. He looks to pass. Now he cuts back to left, back up the middle, chase from behind, and he's going to have positive yardage on the rush back up to the 24-yard line. So a 5-yard run for Coleman.
yards on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Lancers. So it's close to the 24-yard line.
It'll be 3rd down and 15 from the 24-yard line for the Lancers. One receiver is Hermick to the right, one wide to the left. In the pistol is Coleman. He has a running back set to his right. Boy, there is a lot of room off guard. Coleman back to pass. Dent in chase. Throws it late, and it's going to hit somebody downfield right in the back of the legs. That was number 34, McAdam. So it falls harmlessly incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 15. Indians defense stifling Colony Crest now. Hermrich about 4 yards from the line of scrimmage, awaiting the snap. He rolls to his right, looks downfield, kicks it late. It's going to bounce out of bounds about the 33-yard line of the Indians as the side judge walks up. They're going to give him a generous spot. It'll be Indians 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. 3:13 left to go here in the first. Indians lead 16-0. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 31-yard line. Albertini with 50 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on the first 2 offensive possessions for the Indians, plus a 41-yard punt return. So already close to 100 yards, all-purpose yards for Albertini. Murillo, Carter, Smith, 2 receivers on the line, 2 receivers wide to the right is Bradshaw and Bradshaw. In the pistols, Albertini. He's going to keep it off the left-hand side. Down the sideline he goes, hit by Hermrich and drug out of bounds as Albertini's helmet hits the ground hard. But it'll be a nice 25, 24-yard run for Albertini. On 1st down, 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball spotted at the Crest 25-yard line. Albertini under center. Chandler Bradshaw at fullback. Dent at tailback. Here comes the snap. Handoff to Dent, left side. He's going to be ankle tackle. Good tackle there by number 23, Beckman, for a short gain on the play. Looks like a gain of 1 or 2. Give him a gain of 2. Dent up 2 carries and 6 yards for the Indians. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball spotted at the 22-yard line of Crest. 2:38 left to go here in the first period. Indians lead 16-0. Albertini trots in with the play. Indians break huddle. Stone King up over the football. Set to his right is Gibb Carter. To his left is Wilson Smith. In the eye. Dent at fullback this time. Albertini's going to keep it. Pitches it late to Bradshaw. Bradshaw hit hard, but not until he's close to a 1st down for the Indians. It's going to be a nice gain on the play for the Indians. It's going to be short of a 1st down, I believe. Good option that time. Good tackle, one-on-one tackle by the Lancer defense. It's going to be a gain of 6 for Bradshaw. And it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Indians. Let's give Bradshaw 7 on that. And it'll be 3rd down and 1. Ball spotted at the Lancer 16. In the eye again. Albertini up under center. Dent at fullback. Albertini's going to keep it. He's in trouble back there. Throws it late. Falls harmlessly incomplete as there is a host of Lancers all around Albertini. Nowhere to go for him. He ran into Bradshaw as he was trying to roll to the right. And he got rid of that football late. Intended receiver out there, so no intentional grounding. It'll be 4th and 1 for the Indians. Ball spotted at the 16-yard line of Crest. 1:33 left to go here in the first period. A big 4th and 1 for the Indians offense. Albertini trots in with with the play. Clock stopped with an incomplete pass. 1:33 left. I formation. No, in the pistol is Albertini. Bradshaw set to his left. Dent slot to the left. Here comes a blitz by Crest. Albertini, first down and more. 16 down the sideline and into the end zone. 16-yard touchdown run for Adam Albertini. Gets him up to 90 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns for Albertini. Oh, there's a flag back at the 16-yard line. I didn't see the flag until now. It's going to be blocking it back by the Indians. That's going to negate. It's going to negate that touchdown run by Albertini. It'll be a spot foul, so it's going to bring up 4th down and 11. Ball will be spotted back about the 26-yard line, I would assume. The flag was spotted about the line of scrimmage. It is blocking it back by the offense. Not sure who it was on. Didn't see the laundry until Albertini scrambled around and got away. Crest getting some pressure on Albertini, making him scramble around back there. The Indians have been unsuccessful. A couple pass attempts. In the pistol as Albertini set to his left is Hayden Smith. He rolls to his right. It's going to be a throwback to Dent. He's got some running room. He's going to be close to a first down to the 11-yard line. It should be enough for a first down. 26 down to the 10. It'll be a 16-yard gain on the play. To Dent. It'll be first down and 10. Ball spotted, or first and goal, excuse me. Ball spotted right at the 10-yard line. Nose of the football, touches of the 10 on the Crest 10-yard line. First and goal for the Indians. 3 receivers, slot receivers to the right. Albertini in the pistol. Bradshaw, Smith, and Dent all over there. It's going to be Albertini around the right side. Cuts back to the goal line. Touchdown. Adam Albertini, 10-yard. We're going to give him 10-yard touchdown run. Gets him up to 84 yards on the night and 3 touchdowns. So Albertini putting together a great ball game already here tonight. Takes the score out to 22-0. 32 seconds left to go here in the first period. Chance of rain rolling in here tonight. Rainy day tomorrow. Make your way up to Burlington and watch some high school volleyball. St. Paul in action at Burlington tomorrow. I formation on the extra point. Handoff to Smith. Smith hit, lines for the end zone, and it's no good. I believe extra point is no good. He stretched for it, no good. So Indians hold their 22-0 lead. 32 seconds left to go here in the first. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. This St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back. St. Paul leads here 22-0. 32 seconds left to go in the first period. Murillo with the ball teed up for the Indians. Drive and kick this time. Taken at the 2. It's going to be a right-hand return. He's got some running room. Nice return. Finally knocked out of bounds by Bradshaw. It's number 23, Beckman, with a good hard run. Clear up to the 31-yard line of the Lancers. 28-yard return by Beckman. Beckman up to 50 yards on returns here tonight on kickoff returns. Gives the Lancers their best field position of the night. First and 10 for the Lancers. Ball spotted at their own 31. Same starting defense. Both the Bradshaw boys, Gibb Carter, Stone King, Dent, Wilson Smith, Hayden Smith, and Adam Albertini. One receiver way out wide to the left. In the pistol is Coleman. Set receiver to his right and left. It's going to be handoff right up the gut, and he's going to be wadded up after a short gain on the play. Good interior as I see Stone King get off the pile and Bradshaw. 5 on the carry. That was McGee, I believe, on the carry. Second carry of the night for McGee. Looked like there's some initial room up the middle, but the defense swallows him up like a duck on a June bug. It'll be second down and 10 as we are at the end of the first quarter. St. Paul leads 22-0. We'll be back with our second quarter after this 1-minute timeout. This is St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. St. Paul leads 22-0. It'll be second down and call it 9 for the Lancers. Got about a half-yard gain on first down. Right in front of us here. Ball spotted at the Lancer 32. 3 receivers wide to the right. Coleman in the pistol all by himself. Motion from right to left is Hermrich. Gives it to Hermrich on the end around. Tries back up the middle. He's going to be drove down to the ground. Dent and Stone King both in there. No gain on the play. It'll be third down and 9. First carry by Hermrich. No gain on the play. It'll be third down and call it 9 for the Lancers. Ball still spotted at their own 32. Same set. 3 receivers wide to the right. Coleman in the pistol. All receivers stay out there. No motion. And he's going to fall to the ground. That's going to be a sack caused by Wilson Smith. It's going to bring up negative yardage by Coleman as he was pressured by Smith. Dove forward, lost his footing. It's going to be call it a 4-yard loss by McGee, or by Coleman, excuse me. So the Indians defense really stifling Colony Crest. Just 1 first down on the night. If I was going to add up their positive yards, they're going to be about a 0. Hermrich in the pistol. Now a little motion to the right. Hermrich's going to rugby kick it. It's going to bounce out of bounds about the Indians' 30-yard line as the side judge walks up. And it's going to be spotted right at the Indian 30-yard line. 10:36 left to go before halftime. 22-0 Indians lead, well in control of this opening round of district play with Crest Lancers. Crest with some good size, a lot of 6 foot, 6'2", 5'11", good size players, but the Indians just dominating this game so far. In the pistol is Albertini. 2 receivers wide to the right is Bradshaw and Smith. Dent goes in motion. Now he rolls to the right, throws down across the middle, has Bradshaw caught. And Bradshaw's going to be wrapped up. That's Chase Bradshaw on the reception. And Chase is going to be wrapped up about the 22. I don't see any flags on the play.
About a 32-yard pass play for the Indians.
32 yards to Bradshaw. So nice pass and catch by Albertini to Bradshaw on the first down play. So up to 48 yards passing is Albertini. He is 2 for 3. Now we got a stoppage of play as Hermrich has to get his helmet fixed. He has to come out for a play, I believe. It'll be first down and 10. That time Albertini had plenty of running room, plenty of time to make that pass, and Bradshaw snuck away off that from that left tight end position. 9:50 left to go here in the second period. 22-0 Indians lead. Up to the line of scrimmage comes Stone King. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his left is Hayden Smith. Slot to the right is Easton Dent. Here comes the snap. He's going to fake it. Roll back to pass. In a little trouble. Still looking downfield. Throws it late, deep for the end zone. Touchdown! Chandler Bradshaw that time. 28-yard. Or excuse me, 18-yard pass and catch from Albertini to Bradshaw. Only this time it was Chandler Bradshaw on the reception. And that is a touchdown for the Indians. So back-to-back beautiful pass plays. That time Albertini rolled to his right, had to get away from a couple of Crest Lancers, kept pushing towards the sideline. He was going to throw that away if nothing else, but Bradshaw finally came loose in the corner of the end zone. A beautiful pass and catch. So Chase with a 32-yard pass reception, and Chandler finishes it off with an 18-yard touchdown reception from Albertini. I formation on extra point. Pitch out to Hayden Smith. Cuts back to the middle, now to the outside. Tries for the pylon, and he's in there. Extra point is good by Hayden Smith. Made one good move to make the first defender, and then hustled to the pylon. And Hayden Smith on the board with 2 points for the extra point. St. Paul leads 30-0. 9:30 left to go here before halftime. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout with St. Paul football on Hot 105. Thank everybody for joining us on the live stream. St. Paul leads 30-0. 9:30 left to go before halftime here. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where St. Paul leads 30-0. 9:30 left to go in the first period, or in the first half, excuse me. Second period, second quarter. Morello with the ball teed up, drive and kick, headed towards the end zone. It's going to bounce out of bounds at the 1 yard line. So Colony Crest will have the option to either back him up 5 yards and re-kick. Coach Warchick wanting a touchback, but it did look to appear like it was on the upside of the field. Looks like it bounced out of bounds at the 1 yard line. So we'll see what Colony elects to do, whether they take the football or they back them up 5 yards. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't just take the football to 25, I believe is where they would get it. And they are just going to take the football. At their own 20, excuse me, I thought it was 25. So they get a 5-yard bonus here. They take, so it'd be, no, it is a 25. That's what I thought. First and 10 from their own 25-yard line. One receiver to the right, one to the left. In the pistol is Coleman. One running back set to his right. Can't catch his number. I believe it is Nolan. Now motion from left to right. Handoff on the end around to number 5, and he's going to be swallowed up. Stone King in there, as well as Albertini. 1-yard gain by McGee. We're going to give him a gain of 1. Gets him to a -1 yardage on 3 carries on the night. Second down and 9. Ball spotted at the 26-yard line of Colony Crest. Crest comes up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be 2 receivers wide to the right. Hermrich and Nolan. Slot receiver to the left. Motion from right to left by Nolan. End around. Gib Carter chasing him down and chases him down. Good hustle by Gib Carter as he chased him down from behind for a 1-yard loss as Carter is revved up. It'll be third down and 10 with a loss of 1. And that was good pursuit by Carter on the carry by Nolan. It'll be third down and 10. Ball spotted back at the original line of scrimmage, the 25. That was good hustle by Carter on that end around. Good speed shown by, now Carter down in a 3-point stance. So is Smith across the line at the DN. One receiver to the right, one to the left. Motion from right to left by Nolan. Back to pass is Coleman looking across to the right. Good cat. Nope, excuse me. Falls incomplete off the fingertips of Hermrich. It was behind him, so it harmlessly falls incomplete. 1 for 4 on the night is Coleman for 7 yards. It'll be fourth down and 10. Ball spotted at 25. Hermrich in the pistol. See if he does the rugby style kick. He rolls to the right like maybe he might pass it once. He rugby kicks it. Taken on the fly by Albertini. Starts off that left side. No gain. Well, basically a 2-yard return. He took it about the 28, gets up to the 30, so good. He caught it on the fly to negate the roll, so good job by Adam taking that on the fly. And it'll be first and 10 for the Indians from the 31. 7:47 left to go here in the first half. Indians lead 30-0. Albertini up to 43 yards. Return. Definitely unofficial. Stats. 2 receivers wide to the left as I'm missing my statistician. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his right is Dent. Here comes the snap. Albertini loses it. Now he bounces away. Throws a Dent late. It's up in the air. Now Albertini ends up with it somehow. Down the sideline he goes. Are you kidding me? Don't ask me how that even worked. That looked like the old fumble Rooski, like a hot potato. As Albertini started, lost the football, picks it back up, shovels it to Dent behind him. It bounces off of Dent's hands and helmet right back to Albertini, and he ends up with an 11-yard gain on the play. In Crest territory at the 38. Called a gain of 12 by Albertini. I'm not sure how we score that. It's just a rushing 12-yard gain, and he is up to 96 yards rushing on the night on 6 carries. Up to the line of scrimmage comes the Indians. In the pistols, Albertini, 2 slot receivers to the left. Hayden Smith set to Albertini's left. Hard snap. Albertini takes it off the left side. He goes. There he goes down the sideline. It's going to be a nice gain on first down to the 21-yard line. Ball was spotted at the 38. 18-yard gain for Albertini on first down. 114 yards rushing on 7 carries for Albertini. First and 10 for the Indians. Down to the Crest 21, 7:22 left to go in the second period. 30-0. Indians lead. Chase Chandler Bradshaw at the sideline getting a play from Coach Watcher. They hustle up to the line of scrimmage. The count is on. They're going to have to hurry. And they get it off. Bad snap through Albertini's hands. He's going to roll to his right, looks to pass, gets it to Dent. Dent going to be tackled. He's going to get a couple yards, so good recovery by Albertini as he rolled to his right and got it to Dent for a 2-yard gain. Positive yards on first down. Gets Albertini up to 68 yards passing. And Dent out to 18 yards receiving. Second down and 8. At the 19, Coach Wattrick going to call a timeout here, give everybody a breather. So with that, St. Paul leads 30-0. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Timeout on the field, charge to St. Paul.
Welcome back. St. Paul leads 30-0. 6:23 left to go here before halftime. Timeout St. Paul. Second down and 8 when we resume play from the Crest 19-yard line. Nice crowd on hand here in St. Paul. Bleachers 2/3 full from east to west. Cheerleaders cheering things up. Band sounding good. Junior, senior band. It's second down and 8. For the Indians from the Crest 19-yard line. .6:23 left to go before halftime. Indians lead 30-0. Adam Albertini putting together another great game here tonight. Great blocking by the line of scrimmage. I'd like to see that pass blocking a little bit better. Give Albertini a little more time. In the pistol is Albertini. 2 receivers wide to the left. Dent is set to the right of Albertini. Another high snap. Albertini is going to keep it. Puts a juke move on. Tries down the sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds about the 6-yard line. He started at the 19. So that'll be a 13-yard gain for Albertini. That gets him up to 127 yards rushing on the night. First and goal from the 6-yard line. Them snaps are coming in hot to Albertini, and sometimes they're right off his fingertips. He has to chase him down, as that was right off the top of his fingertips. Albertini in that pistol a lot. Stone King does a good job of whipping him back there to him, but it comes out there like a hot potato every once in a while. Maybe a little bit high. Have to get that straightened up. I formation, Albertini under center. Dent at fullback. Hayden Smith at tailback. Option to the left. Albertini's going to keep it. Cuts back up into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. 6-yard touchdown run for Adam Albertini on his 4th touchdown of the night. St. Paul leads 36-0. St. Paul just over-empowering Colony Crest in all aspects of the game. Defense playing nasty here tonight. And offensive line doing a great job of blocking. Pinning the extra point here. I formation, Dent at fullback, Hayden Smith at tailback. Handoff, nope, he's going to roll to his right. Looks to pass, got Bradshaw back in the back. Oh my gosh, I don't know if that was intended for Easton Dent or Chandler Bradshaw, but Chandler was standing about 4 yards behind Dent, wide open in the back of the end zone, and it falls incomplete off of Dent's hands. He dove for it. Don't know if that was a misroute by someone or what, but they was both lined up, one about 3 yards behind the other. Bradshaw's wide open. Dent dove for it off his fingertips, falls incomplete, so the Indians lead 36-0, 6:11 left to go before halftime. We're going to go ahead and take another short break. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, Kansas, where St. Paul leads Colony Crest 36-0. 6:11 left to go before halftime. Murillo, high driving kick this time. It's going to go into the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback. It'll be first and 10 for Crest at their own 15-yard line. So Murillo got that one into the end zone, about 3 yards deep into the end zone. It's a great kick by Murillo as the Indians defense takes the field. Hot, humid day today, wind blowing, kind of cuts the humidity off of it. 85 degrees today, pretty warm. Last Friday was pretty doggone nice football weather. As we work into fall football season here, we're going to have hot nights and cool nights and nights in between, and tonight's back on the humid hot side. See if the Indians' conditioning becomes a factor. Looks like Landon Beechner comes into the game on defense. And Vincent Smith also in there on defense. And the pistol is Coleman. Handoff. He's going to be wrapped up by Stone King. Now he stays on his feet, but they're going to finally blow it dead. Good defense by Stone King getting in there. Didn't catch the number. That's my bad on the carry. A 2-yard loss. I'm going to call that Nolan. As great defense as Stone King moved out to the nose guard. Mason Winter in there at nose guard position. Stone King is out of defensive end along with Wilson Smith. We got Landon Beechner in there as well as Peyton Norris and Vincent Smith. So a lot of JV. Kaiser Watrick in there. Double reverse. Ball's loose. And he's going to pounce back on it as the Indians fight for it. They don't see. I want to guess Austin O'Hara. Let me set the defense for you. Wilson Smith, defensive end. Ethan Stone King, right defensive end. Yeah, Austin O'Hara, Mason Winter, Kaiser Watrick, all in the game. Now Albertini comes back in for Vincent Smith. Landon Beechner, and I believe that is Peyton Norris, rounds out the Indians' defense. All but one. It'll be 3rd down and 15 for Colony Crest. Ball back at their own 10-yard line. Motion from left to right. Coleman, double reverse. Landon Beechner gets around him. Now he fights off a block. Good hard tackle by Austin O'Hara as he drove number 26 out of ground, or out of bounds, excuse me. That was Caleb Nolan on the carry. 1-yard gain on the play for Nolan. Good hard tackle. Beechner in pursuit. He got around Beechner. A little crackback block on Landon, but allowed the pursuit to get there for the Indians. So the JV defense for the Indians did a great job on that possession. Hermrich rolls to the right, soccer style, gets rid of the rugby kick. It's going to bounce. It's going to be great field position for the Indians. See if Coach Watrick goes with a little JV action here. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. It's going to be curious what Coach Watrick does down the stretch here in this district games. St. Paul, quite frankly, the large favorite in this district. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball spotted at the 35. Looks like the starting offense for the Indians. Albertini up under center. Hands it to Bradshaw. Bradshaw, he's going to be bottled up. He's going to lose a couple yards on the play. A loss of 2 by Chandler Bradshaw. So a rare negative yards for the Indians. It'll be a loss of 2. Bradshaw, 2 carries, 5 yards on the night. 2nd down and 12 for the Indians. Ball spotted back at the 37. Coach Watrick not going to be happy about the line of scrimmage blocking there with the starting offense back out there. Gib Carter, right guard. Murillo is in there at right tight end. I formation for the Indians. Dent at fullback. Bradshaw at tailback. Dent off the left side, driving hard. No, it's Albertini. Kept it. Excuse me. Faked me out. Started at the 36-yard line down to the 17-yard, 16-yard carry for Albertini. Great carry by Albertini. 148 yards rushing on the night on 16 carries by Albertini. Run that belly option to perfection. Fake the old announcer out. I formation. Now Chandler Bradshaw at fullback. Dent at tailback. Albertini with the football. Hands it to Dent. Going to try the right side. Gets to the outside. Dent with a lot of running room. Touchdown. Easton Dent. 18-yard touchdown run by Easton. And he gets the Indians on the board again, and they lead 42-0. 3:01 left to go. Great blocking that time as Dent threw that line of scrimmage off the right-hand side, then bounced to the outside, turned on the afterburners, and into the end zone he went. Kaiser Wuttrick hustling in from the sideline with the play on the extra point. St. Paul leads 42-0, 3:01 left to go before halftime. Coach Haight, volleyball coach, high school volleyball coach, going to be my halftime guest. Oh, that Wuttrick got a little antsy, and there's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Wuttrick as he took a little stutter step going forward as he was anxious to get that football on the extra point. And it'll be an extra point pending from the 8-yard line. Coach Wuttrick talking to his young son, giving him some instruction about, son, just get set and get ready to roll. It'll be extra point pending from the 8-yard line now. Off the illegal procedure on the Indians. I formation, Dent at fullback, Wuttrick at tailback, Albertini up under center. Here comes the snap. Option to the right. Albertini pitches it, and Wuttrick's going to be pounded to the ground about the 4-yard line, so extra point is no good. And the score will remain 42-0, 3:01 left to go before halftime. Indians lead. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. The St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. 3:01 left to go at half. Murillo's kick, high drive and kick, going to be taken about the 2-yard line from Nolan. Up to the 10, across the 15, tries to cut to the outside. A little bit of run room down the sideline, back to the middle, still running hard. And he was hit by Vincent Smith, and he's finally brought down by Kaiser Wuttrick and Chandler Bradshaw. And we got a player down, we got an Indian player down back at the 12-yard line. Looks to be possibly Austin O'Hara back at the 16-yard line. Hopefully he's okay as he right leg's moving, but he's laying with his face mask in the grass. I'm not real sure. I didn't see what happened as there's a nice return off to the right side as everybody takes knees for the Indians. O'Hara kind of lifts up. Now he's going to roll over on his back. I think that's who it is. I hate to speculate here. I'll just wait till he gets up off the ground as he rolled over under his own power onto his back as Coach Jackanaw, Johnny on the spot like Coach Jackanaw always is for all the players. Such a great asset to the St. Paul community and staff, as he is at every football game, junior and high school. And now O'Hara is going to get up, set up on his own power. It is Austin. Not sure what happened. Let's see if he just got walloped on the kickoff return or if Yeah, he's going to get up under his own power, so he's going to be okay. Austin, tough kid. You know, he's going to be okay. He walks off sideline under his own power, so that's a great sign. Might have got his bell rung just a little bit. Still has his helmet on, making his way off the sideline. It'll be 1st and 10 for Colony Crest. Now see a little bit of lightning way off to the north. 1st and 10. Good return by Nolan up across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Now, Coach Jackanow obviously over giving Austin a little bit of quiz on the sideline. It'll be 1st and 10 for Colony Crest. Ball at the 36. Good to see Austin back up. Looks like he's going to be fine. 1st and 10 for the Indians, or for Colony Crest. Ball spotted at 36. Looks like a lot of JV players still in the ball game for the Indians. A little look at next year. Coleman in the pistol. He's going to pass it off to the side of Nolan. It's caught. Landon Beecher misses the tackle out there. It's going to be a positive yards. As who caught that? 20. I think Beckman was on the reception. It's going to be a 7. Let's give him a gain of 6. 6-yard first reception for Beckman. A long time in the huddle. 2nd down and 4 for Colony Crest. Now ball spotted up into Indian territory at the 38. Beechner hustles up the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers wide to the right. Going to be a little option off to the right side. Running hard, hit hard, out of bounds. Wilson Smith still in the game, playing hard. Rolls him out of ground to the ground after a couple-yard gain. That was carried by Nolan. It's going to be 3rd down and call it 2 as the ball is down to the Indian 36-yard line. Albertini back in there at free safety. Mason Winter at nose guard. Coleman in the pistol on the 3rd down and 1. Nolan, and that ball's loose on the ground. He picks it up, and a missed tackle again by Beechner, and Coleman's going to stumble to the ground, not till he gets down to the Indian 31. Landon's had a couple shots at a big loss and can't quite make the tackle. 4-yard gain for Coleman. Coleman with 3rd carry of the night, 5 yards on the night for Coleman. Or no, that's Coleman, excuse me. Yeah, 5 yards on the night for Coleman. 1st and 10 for the Lancers. Ball down at the Indian 32-yard line. 2:18 left to go in the first half. St. Paul leads 42-0. Coleman in the pistol. Motion from left to right. Noah handoff to Noah. No, it's going to be a halfback pass. He's going to throw it deep, and it's going to be off the fingertips. Coverage by Peyton Norris. Pretty good coverage. He needs to turn his head a little quicker, but pretty good coverage by Norris. Hermrich was the intended receiver. So 1 for 3 on pass receptions is 7 yards for Hermrich as he streaked down the sideline. That time that pass made by I think it was Beckman, I believe. It was a fake end around, and on the end around it was a halfback pass. 2 receivers wide to the right. There's Beckman wide to the right as well as Hermrich. Coleman in the pistol. Nolan set to his right. He's going to roll to his right, look to pass on the 2nd down and 10. Now he throws it late, and it just harmlessly falls incomplete as nobody open, as Coleman just got rid of that. So Coleman is 2 for 6 for 13 yards passing on the night. 2:01 left to go. Clock stopped here before halftime. 3rd down and 10. Back-to-back pass plays. Fall incomplete for Colony Crest. 3rd down and 10. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the right. Slot receiver to the left. Coleman, he's going to roll to his right. Keeps it. Throws across the middle. It's going to be caught, but nice tackle by Watrick as number 12 on the reception is Miller. And he's going to have 7 yards on the pass reception. It's a nice pass and catch from Coleman to Miller. And it's going to be a timeout. Colony Crest. So with that, we'll take a 30-second timeout. You're to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. Dan Vitt alone in the air chair tonight. Mike hung up. Might be flying right over top of us. Who knows? He's up there flying around in circles trying to make his way home. I guess got hung up in Chicago and his flight got canceled. Rerouted him, I think he said, to Arizona to, I'm not where. He's going to end up in Dallas tomorrow morning, then back to Joplin. So he's taking the long way home this week. As there was storms up north, I think. Got his flight canceled. 4th and 4. Two receivers wide to the right. Big 4th down for the Indians defense. Coleman's going to roll to his left. He's going to be bottled up for a big loss. Dent back in there. Mason Winter. And Coleman's going to come out with a 7-yard loss. Call it a 6-yard loss. We're going to call that a rush. It's really a sack. So that puts Coleman in a negative yard each rushing for the night. Boy, besides return game, there has been nothing going for the Colony Crest offense. Indians with the football. 1:31 left to go before halftime. Starting offense still on the field for the Indians. Dent hitting the backfield hard. Breaks away from a couple tackles. Still running hard. Good, hard. 11, 12-yard gain for Dent as he was hitting the backfield. Hit hard. But a nice positive yardage run for Dent.
That's good for St. Paul.
And they had a chance to talk to Coach Watrick, who's going to ask him the question what he was going to do in these kind of games. Was he going to go ahead and try to get it over with at halftime or put the JV in? It kind of answers my question so far. He played a lot of JV defense there in that second quarter, but he still has to start an offense. So it's just something that, Dent loses the football. Ball's loose, and Colony Crest is going to come out of there with it. First turnover of the night as Dent coughs that football up and gives it right back to the Lancers. First down and 10 for the Lancers. First turnover on the night for Dent, or for the Indians. And it'll be first and 10 for the Lancers from their own 32. 57 seconds left to go here before halftime. I want everybody to join us here as hopefully Coach Haight will make his way up here. Have a nice chat with Coach Haight about the high school volleyball and the season and how the girls are getting along here early on in the season. One receiver wide to the right, one to the left. Coleman in the pistol. A little bit of confusion by Crest. They finally get set. It's Hermrich on the in around. He's looking to pass. Now he's going to rush with it. Kaiser Watrick's going to knock him out of bounds. Actually, I think he stayed in bounds. We'll see if they stop it. It's going to be positive yardage for Hermrich on the carry. He gets into Indian territory short of the 35. It's going to be a gain of 8 for Hermrich. So Hermrich, 2 carries, 8 yards on the night. He was wanting to pass it, ended up having to rush. Second down and 2. JV defense out on the field for the Indians. Hand off to Nolan, or is that Beckman, number 23? That is Beckman, who wrestled down. Easton Dent in the game, so a lot of the JV players in the game, but Dent remains in there. It's going to be a timeout by Colony Crest with 7 seconds left to go before halftime. It's going to be third down and 2 when we come back from that timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. The St. Paul football on Hot 105. It'll be a big 3rd down and 2. 7 seconds left to go for half. Coming out of this Colony Crest timeout. Colony Crest trying to get on the scoreboard here. St. Paul leads 42-0. Coleman in the pistol. 2 slot receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's looking deep across the middle. Albertini back there. Albertini in there on the coverage. It'll be 4th down and 2. Now there's a flag. Whoops, there's a flag. There's a holding penalty. See if Coach Wattrick just declines this or if they accept the penalty. I think he'll probably push them back. Either way, it's going to be the last play. Get them further from that end zone. Backfield for Colony Crest in the pistol. 1 wide to the right. That is Beckman. He's standing about a yard from the sideline. Motion from right to left by the slot, trying to make some room. Screen pass across the middle. It's going to be Hermrich. And good job by Peyton Norris. He stays with it. Hermrich with positive yardage, giving him a gain of 8 on the reception. And that will be halftime. And our halftime score is St. Paul 42, Colony Crest nothing. We'll be back with your St. Paul Indian halftime here after this 2-minute timeout. And that's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Thanks, Key. Hey, Caleb, we're ready. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where St. Paul leads 42-0 here at halftime over Colony Crest. I'm glad to welcome in Coach Haight, the St. Paul Lady Indians volleyball coach here. Coach, welcome.
Dan, thank you. Glad to be here tonight.
We're glad. We had Mr. Backshaw on last week. Try to get the volleyball coach on during our fall season here, and maybe we can try to get Mrs. Gard, the cross-country coach, on here next week if we can talk her into showing up. Mr. Haight, how's volleyball going so far?
So far, I've been very excited. We're currently at 11-7, and we'll leave tomorrow morning. We go to Burlington for their tournament up there. We'll start with Waverly 8:30 in the morning, come back 9:30 with Fredonia, and then wrap up on the pool side with Iola.
And then will that go into bracket play?
Then it'll go into bracket play. Yeah, we should. I think all teams are guaranteed 5 games, so it should be a good day for us tomorrow.
That will be a good long day.
Yep.
I've been taking in a little bit of Lady Indian volleyball with daughter on your team now, so a little bit. I've watched a lot of JV and a little bit of varsity. It looks like the girls has really worked this hard. You have a good summer program.
We had a very good summer. We started there first part of June, and Mondays we were down at Frontenac in their league. We took JV and varsity, had 20 girls participating in that, and I thought that went real well. And then we came back in July, and then Coach Heron from Nesho County, she come down and did her second volleyball camp with us. So that, and once season started, the girls, all of them, have just been working hard and great attitudes, and not more coach can ask.
How many girls you got out, Coach?
We have 20.
You have 20 girls
Yes.
out. Like I said, I watched your JV's been successful.
They've done very well.
So a lot of excitement for you coming down the road in the future.
Yes.
And is this just your second season, Coach?
This is this is the second full-time season.
Second
yes.
full-time
Yep.
season of the volleyball. What else you got coming up? It looks like October the 1st is a Tuesday versus Crest.
Yes, we'll go up to Colony Crest. We have them, and then we have Oswego. So that'll be 2 tough games, and I believe both of them will be league matches. So.
And then it looks like on down the road, maybe Thursday is some high school junior varsity volleyball at Vicksburg Colgan.
At Colgan. Well, now, okay, that has been canceled.
Okay, that
Yep.
has been
Yeah, we won't be
canceled,
doing
so
that.
We'll cross that one off the list.
And then varsity here next Saturday, week from tomorrow, we'll go to Chanute.
As the season rolls along here, you just roll right after the regular season, roll right into regional play?
Right away, yes. Yep. Soon as season ends, then they'll pretty well have that set, and within that week we'll be playing.
That's very exciting for the St. Paul girls. It looks like you really have some things going real good. What's a few things that you need to work on, Coach? Not to put you on the spot.
No, varsity-wise, and I've got a group of girls that when they set the bar high and they're working hard, we're very tough. We're tough to beat, and then we may just fall off, and I've got to hit that happy medium, and that's the main thing we're working on there.
We always like to talk about the seniors a little bit, Coach. Tell us a little bit about your seniors. How many you have? And
I've got 3 seniors: Emily Hutcherson, Katie Coombs, and then Taylor Watrick. She was a great addition. She come out this year, and she's run libero for us.
That has to be some great senior leadership.
Yes, it sure is.
Yeah, you know what kind of work you're going to get out of them 3. Very active in all the sports, basketball, volleyball, everything that you could ask for. So that's real exciting for the girls. As you move forward, what's some big challenges coming up as far as opponents and league play? And
league play, like I said, Oswego, we'll have them next Tuesday. And really, if you take the league this year, it's pretty well, what I want to say, it's pretty well matched, and you better show up every Tuesday or Thursday, whatever.
Well, that's got to be exciting for the girls to be. It sounds like it's going to be a very competitive league.
Yes, very competitive.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, I really appreciate you joining us here tonight. Any closing thoughts for you?
We got a 42-0 ball game, so let's get this thing done here.
This thing's the Indian. Coach Watrick has the Indian boys rolling.
He's got them rolling.
And let's get them volleyball girls rolling hard going down the mid-season stretch here and right into regionals.
That's definitely the plan.
I sure appreciate you joining me. Good luck to the future. And the Lady Indians, like Coach Haight said, come tomorrow. It's supposed to be a rainy day. Starts at 8:30 in the morning. Waverly at 8:30 and 9:30
is Fredonia. And then 10:30 is Iowa.
So you can go up all day, watch a lot of all-day volleyball at Burlington. It'll be real exciting for Coach Haight and the girls to make a long road trip. That's always a good tournament every year for them. So it'll be real exciting. Make sure you support all the Lady Indians, and as I know everybody does, with their academics and athletics. Well, we're going to be back with a halftime stats after this 2-minute timeout. This is St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. I want to thank Mr. Haight for coming on. Mr. Haight, just a great guy. He's been a great addition to the coaching staff there at St. Paul. Mr. Haight retires and comes back and spends his time with the youth at St. Paul, and the kids really enjoy him. Mr. Haight, a really, really great guy and great example for our kids, and just lucky to have him with our high school volleyball. I forgot to mention Mrs. Spieth as assistant, but I'm sure kudos to her. They both do a great job with the JV and varsity as they work through this season, and it's exciting to see the girls excited and playing well with a winning record here as they work through their early to mid-season form here and try to get into shape. It's really exciting. Mr. Haight, just his second year of volleyball coach, and I'm sure he'd be the first one to tell you he's learning a lot as he goes along. And Mr. Haight really worked hard in the summertime trying to work on summer programs, and it's really starting to show with the volleyball program. Halftime here, St. Paul leads 42-0. Well, we're going to see if we can get Mrs. Guard on next week at halftime. Next week is Altoona Midway, and it is homecoming, folks. So come out and enjoy all the halftime homecoming festivities next Friday night here at St. Paul when Altoona comes to town. Then the Indians will take to the road Marmonton Valley for a week. October the 11th, they go Friday night at Marmonton Valley, and then Chitopa on October 18th at St. Paul. That is Parents' Night, and that will be the hamburger feed night at St. Paul when Chitopa comes to town, the 505 battle. And then the Indians round out their season October 25th at Southern Coffee County. There's about 3 minutes till we get set to kick off the second half. We're going to take a 1 minute break. After that 1 minute break, I'll briefly go over all the first half stats. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout in the St. Paul football on Hot 105. And welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. We're about 2 minutes till second half kick. St. Paul rolling on offense here tonight. Adam Albertini is 4 for 5 for 68 yards passing. He also is 16 carries for 148 yards rushing. Easton Dent has 5 carries for 36 yards rushing, and Chandler Bradshaw has 2 carries for 5 yards rushing. On the receiving end, Easton Dent's 1 for 1 for 32, Chandler Bradshaw is 1 for 1 for 32 yards, and Chase Bradshaw is 1 for 1 for 18 yards with the touchdown. I forgot to mention that Adam has 4 touchdowns on the night rushing. And last but not least, on the receiving end, Easton Dent is 2 for 2 for 18 yards. The Indians 260 yards of total offense, give or take a little bit. Adam Albertini also has 50 yards on the return game, and the St. Paul Indians will take the opening kick of the second half. Colony Crest, not a whole lot to talk about offensively. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to talk. They have 21 yards of total offense, so the Indians' defense has just pretty much stifled them. 28 of those 21 yards has came on the passing game, so if that tells you anything, they have a negative yardage on the rushing. They've had a little bit of penalty trouble in that first half, so see if the Indians' offense can finish this game off as the St. Paul leads 42-0 here at halftime, and they will take the second half kick here to start this second half in about 20 seconds. So we'll see if the St. Paul Indians offense can keep rolling here, starting with the kickoff return here as we get set to start this second half. Beautiful night here in St. Paul. A little hot and humid today. Wind blowing out of the south. Flags kind of laid down a little bit. Still a south wind. Hasn't affected the passing game at Albertini much. He's looked real well. He struggled a little bit last week or the week before on his passing game. Was a little bit off, but not here tonight. He has been hot running and passing. And good catches, good receptions by Dent and both of the Bradshaw boys. Looks like Landon Beechner taking some snaps here, so it could be possible that the JV offense will take the field here for the first drive of the second half. Dent back deep for the Indians. Albertini is going to be one of the upbacks. Landon Beechner hustles onto the field. We have Chase and Chandler Bradshaw, Gib Carter, Hayden Smith, and Peyton Norris is an upback also. Standing back at the 5 is Dent. Set to kick off is Colony Crest. It's a squib kick, going to be taken by Peyton Norris. He's just going to fall to the ground and takes a knee right there on the spot. Norris had a little time to go ahead and try to return it, but he just decided to hurry up and take a knee, and he did. St. Paul will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30. Norris didn't want to take any chances. He did a good job of filling that on about the third bound on the kickoff, on the third bounce, and he just took a knee, and St. Paul and Albertini is going to come out for the first play of the second half and the starting offense, it appears. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball spotted at the Indian 29-yard line. 42-0. Indians lead. Up to the line of scrimmage come the Indians. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his left is Hayden Smith. Here's the snap. Albertini's going to keep it. Starts up the middle. He's ankle tackled. Good ankle tackle made there by Colony Crest. It's going to be a 2-yard gain on 1st down. Boy, if he broke that tackle, he would have been off to the races. So Albertini up to 150 yards rushing on 11 carries. Dent comes from the sideline with the play. 2nd down and 8. Ball now spotted at the 37-yard line. At the conclusion of this game, stick around for our KW Trucking post-game show. I formation. Chandler Bradshaw at fullback. Easton Dent at tailback. Hand off to Dent. He's got some running room up the middle. Oh, an ankle tackle. Good. Shoestring tackle by number 5 for McGee for the Lancers, but not until Dent gets 8 yards on the carry. 10 yards on the carry. 46 yards on the night by Dent. Boy, he was one shoestring tackle from going to the house. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball spotted right at midfield, 40-yard line. Nose of the football, sits on the 40. I formation again. Chandler Bradshaw at fullback. Dent at tailback. Another handoff to Dent. He's going to try the left-hand side. Outside, now cuts back to the middle. He's got some room. One hand beat. Ankle tackle again by McGee. Dent hobbled up a little bit as he gets up a little bit slow at the 20. Now he's up, walking it off. 20-yard gain for Dent as he is rolling out. As that was another shoestring tackle, and that probably pulled on Dent's knee just a little bit. Big, strong kid jumps up off, stays in the game. He's going to go to fullback. Chandler Bradshaw at tailback. Good back-to-back runs by Dent. 30 yards on the first two carries. I formation. Dent at fullback. Pitch to Bradshaw. He cuts back. Now he's going to be wrapped up. Here's a flag coming late. And that's going to be a flag on the Indians. Going to be holding on the Indians. I see Chase Bradshaw was talking to the official as he turned around, so I think this is going to be on Chase. Flag thrown at the 18-yard line. Nope, excuse me, the 21. So that's going to back the Indians quite a ways up. It'll be first down and 20. Actually, yep, first down and 20 for the Indians. Ball now back at their own, at the crest 30-yard line. Just underway here in the second half. 10:09 left to go in the third quarter. Indians lead 42-0. First possession for either team of the second half. St. Paul trying to get in the end zone and finish this game. Offense back up to the line of scrimmage. First down and 20. Ball spotted at the 30. Albertini in the pistol. Set to his right is Smith. Albertini ankle tackled. Comes to the ground after a 2-yard gain. Tried, bounced to the outside. Good tackle in there by Crest. Give him a gain of 3. It'll be second down and 17. Ball spotted at the 27.5-yard line. Second 17, ball at the Lancer 27.5-yard line. Albertini in the pistol, 3 slot receivers to the left. Albertini with a good snap right in his hands. Scrambles to his left, throws deep, off the fingertips of Hayden Smith. And he is upset with himself. That pass just a little bit short as Albertini was rolling to his left, had to reset his feet and try to throw back against his body and come up just a little bit short. Smith upset with himself as he had a chance to reel that in. Couldn't quite get it. It'll be a big third down and 17 for the Indians. Ball at the Lancer. I don't know how we gained a yard, but we did on an incomplete pass. Is at the 27.5. Now it's at the 26.5. That's okay. I formation. Hand off to Dent. He's hit in the backfield. Breaks a couple tackles. Ooh, now up around the helmet. And that's going to be a face mask on number 12 for, I don't know if it's a face mask or not, but boy, he had him up around the helmet. We'll see what this call is because I don't think he basically had his helmet into a headlock. And they are going to call him with a face mask. That is Kobe Miller, the 6'1", 160-pound junior. Crest is young. 1 senior on their squad. Quite a few juniors and a lot of freshmen. See if that's a 5-yarder or a 15-yarder. It's just going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's still third down and 12 off the 5-yard unintentional face mask. It did a good job at turning negative yards into positive yards. Miller got him up around the helmet. And it's a 5-yard face mask penalty. Here comes down a big third down and 11. Now ball spotted at 21.5-yard line of Colony. Dent goes in motion from left to right. Albertini up the middle, tries to get to the outside. He's going to be very close to a first down. I better wait until I see where they spot it. He is right at the first down marker at the 10-yard line. They're not calling it a first down. It's going to be, well, I'm not sure yet. See where they spot it. Yep, it is going to be a first down. Just enough yardage for the Indians, and Adam Albertini, the nose of the football, is on the 10-yard line. So first and goal for the Indians from the Crest 10. St. Paul trying to finish this game with 8:38 left to go here in the third. They lead 42-0. Fullback Bradshaw, tailback Dent, handoff to Dent, left side. He's got a lot of running room. He's into the end zone, and that's the touchdown. Easton Dent, and that's the ball game. Final score, St. Paul 48, Crest 0, 8:31 left in the third. St. Paul wins this ball game 48-0. We'll be back with our KW Trucking post-game show and stats after this 2-minute timeout from the St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Well, to see you all back next weekend for the Altoona Midway game here at Miles Field.
Thank everybody for joining us on the live stream. And join us next week as St. Paul welcomes Altoona Midway to town for homecoming.